Howdy everyone. So today we're on step 6 of the DPT program selection. So today we're going to be talking about comparing your numbers with each program's data of accepted students, which this is often the first place that pre-PTs begin when they're identifying programs they hope to apply to. This strategy, however, can be toxic of doing it early on because it can immediately create a negative relationship between a program and an applicant if they feel that their numbers aren't close enough to the accepted applicant averages. Remember, folks, averages can include a wide range of outliers for better or worse. If you have been following these steps, by now you have found some programs that are high value and align with your personal preferences as an individual and as a learner. It is only after you have gone through this vetting process that I believe applicants should start comparing their statistics with the data provided for accepted students. I believe that every applicant has a program or several programs that would be an ideal fit just for them. I would rather you find the programs that are a good fit for you instead of merely fitting in with the program. So, the burning question, what if my numbers are below their averages? Then what? Well, you're going to contact the program. This prospect can be terrifying for some applicants because they are fearful of rejection. I totally understand how that fear can be legitimate, but let me talk you through how helpful this contact can be. Okay, so for the intents and purposes of this example, let's pretend that I'm an applicant that has a 3.3 cumulative GPA, 3.55 prereq GPA, 3.42 math and science GPA, and a 3.69 last 60 credit hour GPA. Those are just random made up numbers, right? I have roughly 400 hours of observation hours in 5 settings, and I have not yet taken the GRE, okay? So let's go and I'm going to look at this program. This is NAU. Again, this is my sample I've been using for pretty much everything. So I come in, I've got my numbers in mind, and I come down and I look. Okay, this is some statistics about the program. And here's the admission statistics. So this is the total number of students accepted. And then I get down here, boom. Average cumulative grade point average. My heart sinks. 3.33 compared to a 3.68. That's not even close, right? And my heart starts racing. I'm like, oh no, I love NAU. I found everything about this program I love, and I absolutely want to apply here, right? So, and then I look at these GRE scores, and I'm like, oh man, I'm going to have to really do well on the GRE if I want to make up for this, right? So I start panicking a little bit. Let's say now that I send an initial email to NAU's program coordinator, okay, or their liaison that they have for prospective students. And I send an initial email where I flex my research muscles and I say, hey, my name's Sean. I'm hoping to apply to NAU's program this upcoming cycle. I had some particular questions about X, Y, and Z, right? And what I would do is I would, show that I've done my research, show that I'm invested and I'm interested in this program, and then go back and forth a little bit for a couple of emails, and then drop my statistics and say, hey, also, I'm just wondering, competition-wise, how would I fare in your program? Okay, and the response I'm going to give you is not an official response from NAU. This is purely hypothetical. I'm just using their numbers just as a comparison. I'm not saying that this is what would happen if you contacted NAU, but this is just what can happen if you contact a program. Okay, so let's say that I contact them, I share all my numbers, right? I give them my prereq, my math and science, my cumulative GPA, and my last 60 credit hours, and share my observation hours, hours and number of settings with them. And they tell me that they take into account more heavily prereq GPA and last 60 credit hours. That's what they put the most weight in. They don't share that on their website, and they just publish the cumulative average GPA. But what they look at the most are prereq and last 60 credit hours, which I'm in a much better spot with those compared to my cumulative GPA. Okay, so think about this. This email gets your foot in the door, and it gives you an opportunity to show them that you're interested in their program. You get to connect with an individual at the program. They may allow you to schedule a virtual tour, or if you live in, close by, you could actually go and set up a visit, things like that. Some programs won't provide you with any feedback, and that does happen from time to time. But it gives you an opportunity. Most of the time, you're going to get more resources and more information. There are many programs, though, that I've heard of that will shoot you straight and will say, okay, this is realistically where you're at. They may even give you some feedback about some additional things that you can do to make yourself more competitive as an applicant. And that is gold because it gives you specific, tangible things to work on and to be able to use to move forward. And now you have more accurate information to help you make an informed decision. Okay, so there are some people who would say, why am I going to wait until this late in the game to compare my numbers? Well, it's because you've actually found the programs that are the best fit for you, and now you have research that you can demonstrate that you show the program, I'm really interested in wanting to go to this school. I've looked into it, I've vetted you guys. I feel like a lot of the things that are important to you are important to me. And then you can ask them, how do my numbers stack up? Because sometimes applicants, they throw schools out the window because they think there's no way I could apply there. And they don't even know necessarily how that program evaluates their applicants. They may use different metrics than what they publish on their website, because it's really easy to just publish cumulative GPA, right? And that's pretty much what everyone does. Some other programs, they'll tell you they don't weigh certain parts of the application, like they may only weigh your prereq GPA and your GRE scores. They may not weigh the GRE score. It really just depends. But you won't know until you do your research and you reach out to them, because obviously they know what they look at better than anyone else. So that's step number 6, reaching out. It's time to reach out. This is kind of the culmination of our program experience, because you don't want to reach out and just say, hey, how do I compare? But you clearly haven't done any research on the program because you're just fishing, at that point. So that is the final step, step number 6. I'm going to be doing a summary video where we kind of break everything down, put it all together, make it more streamlined and simplistic so you can follow it through all the way. Okay? Happy Friday.